you so much for inviting me tonight. And I'm just really excited to share my LifeWave story with you and everyone because it has been very exciting and really incredible. Um, I live in the Villages, Florida, and I'm a Floridian originally from Florida. Our family moved to Maryland in the late 60s, and I met Carolyn White Scarver in 1989. So we've known each other for over 30 years and kept close over those years. And so I was in Sarasota caring for my mother, and she shared LifeWave with me. She called me one day out of the blue and told me she had gotten incredible results for herself with the LifeWave patches. And she knew I was in terrible pain with joint pain and muscle pain, and I've been in chronic pain for 23 years from a terrible condition. I'm now 72 years young. I'm getting younger every day with LifeWave. So to give you a little background, on how I got this condition. I had a fall at work when I was 42 and badly injured my right leg and right arm. And I experienced nerve damage in both in my legs and my arms, and later developed chronic pain in every joint in my body. My muscles ached every day. I had very bad headaches. I experienced foggy brain from the pain and depression meds. My energy level was so low, I had to take cat naps in the afternoons. Actually, I needed a cat nap all day long, but I was still working, so I really, really struggled. The doctors didn't know what was wrong with me because I wasn't getting any better, and I was really grouchy and irritable at work. So then my sinus infections were getting more frequent from all the drugs and antibiotics and my low immune system. So anyway, I was in so much pain and misery, I could no longer perform my federal government job. So I went on disability at age 45 and became a couch potato. It was very devastating after traveling with my job to becoming a couch potato. And so one day out of the blue, like I said, Carolyn called me and shared the patches with me. And so she said they worked for her when nothing else worked to relieve her back pain. So after researching it a little bit, I decided to give them a try. What did I have to lose? So I ordered my LifeWay patches in September of 2021, and I used X39 and Eon. Right away, I began to feel better. I had such a feeling of well being. I began to notice an improvement in my sleep. My muscles no longer ached. My joints started feeling better, and I could concentrate better. A sinus infection went away in 5 days, where before it usually took me about 2 weeks or longer to get rid of one. I had more energy and I could retain things like I did when I was working 23 years ago. Plus, I didn't have to take all those cat naps anymore. So that was good. I wanted to make sure I maintained this and sustained this feeling of renewed energy and vitality by increasing the antioxidants in my body. So I started using glutathione, which helped tremendously after a couple of weeks. Then I added carnosine to increase my mental well-being. I was taking care of my mother who had dementia in Sarasota. So it was very hard, as many of you caregivers know. It can really take a toll on you mentally, physically, and emotionally. I was so amazed at how these products work together um, to repair my joints, eliminate the pain, give me more energy, help me sleep better, and retain information. I no longer had this feeling, this hopeless feeling of never getting better. It was incredible. LifeWave was working miracles in my body to repair my fatty liver, lower my cholesterol, and eliminate prediabetes, which I was very happy about because my mother had diabetes and I certainly didn't want to get it. So I began sharing LifeWave with all my friends and family, and life was great. Then 3 years ago, I was in a terrible car accident, nearly shattered my right ankle, broke my tibia and fibula, and it was a very hard place to be in. Um, After I had someone staying with me for 4 months, I'm single and was living alone, and she had to leave after 4 months. And when she left, I cried my eyes out because I was so lonely. And I just kept reaching out to people and going on. What's great about LifeWave is you can go on the video podcasts and see your friends. And so that's what helped lift my spirits every day, every week. I would go on and listen to the podcasts and see everybody. Um, then I've had recently, I had my fifth surgery on my ankle to replace, I mean, to get rid of all the hardware. I had a 4-inch rod down my right leg and 12 screws. And one of the screws that was a long pin going through my ankle, the tip had broken off. And I had to have surgery. That was like my third or fourth surgery to remove that. And so it's just been a nightmare for the past 3 years. I couldn't drive for 10 months. I was in the wheelchair, and then I was afraid to drive after that. And I just really was thankful for LifeWave and my LifeWave family. And before that, I had moved several times in the villages, and I tore my rotator cuff on the left and a torn ligament in my right shoulder. And the orthopedic surgeon wanted to do surgery, and I said, well, I have these patches. I had been using X49, which helped repair a torn meniscus in my knee. I said, I'd like to try physical therapy and these patches. And I have full range of motion, no more pain in either shoulder. And it's just been so incredible. Um, Also, last year I had a real scare with my immune system from the COVID and from one of the vaccines. And so my immune system was seriously compromised. My doctor said I needed to improve my immune system in my blood so I wouldn't get leukemia. And I had to increase the fighter cells in my blood. So I wore double energy enhancement patches that Laura Balzer recommended, along with all the rest of my other patches, including the Ice Wave. And also, I added recently the SP6 to help me lose weight, which I've lost 8 pounds so far this year. And just been wonderful. So I'm so happy to say that my blood is back to normal again.
That's
Praise God.
huge. Yes,
It
that's
is
what I was
really
so excited
huge.
about that too, Brenda. That was thrilling to
And
hear you
Dr.
say that.
Stacy, who originally patched me, always says the compounding effects are what works miracles to repair and regenerate our bodies. So the longer we use them, the more they compound and they help us more. So I would encourage everyone to wear these amazing patches and to please stay with them like I did. If you haven't tried them yet, I would highly encourage you to try them. What have you got to lose?